Yeah, man, I told you. The age-old question is, do you believe in angels? I sure do. Alright, so welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I will break this video into chapter marks so you can skip to the piece that you're most interested in. We are going to start with the drums. A common characteristic in any old school bass house track really is the drums. If you do not feel that groove, if you cannot hear the genre in the drums, then that's mission failed right there. So to start, our kick, we gotta get a very punchy kick. I've just clipped it a little bit and boosted it, but without the boost it sounds like this. Basically this kick has some highs, a little bit of texture there, as you can see. It's got some sub too, and we're gonna keep that sub in there. As you can see, I've cut the kick a bit short because I don't want that sub lasting too long. The longer the sub in your kick lasts, I think the longer your sidechain should be, which is this pink thing right here. But the problem is the longer you make your sidechain, the more obvious it sounds. And while it creates a cool effect, I think much like with video editing, if the edit becomes obvious, you failed. Make sure, to kind of balance this around. Here's our clap. This is a very typical garage clap. So if we analyze it, very heavy between mids to high mids. It's got a little bit of treble, but really you could get, see, there's nothing really there. It's got some low mids too. And don't be afraid to keep that in. I used to always completely mix that out, and it still sounds kind of similar to your ears. The problem is in the mix, you will notice the clap is missing body. So all this low mid and bass, it's there for a reason. And actually when you blend it together with your kick, it sort of becomes one. So keep that body in there. I also genuinely found recently not to put your clap too loud. If you chose the right clap, you can see right here in the levels, it may be lower, but it still sounds louder. And that's because these frequencies of mid to high mid are perceived in our ears louder than the low mids and bass. Therefore, do not put your clap too loud because then your kick will be gone. Once again, the kick and clap are the most important thing in a bass house track. This is one garage style loop that we've got here. So it follows sort of a groovy off-grid sound. Next, we've got some hats following the same pattern. You can see I'm automating the volume here to make it sound more organic. And you can actually see I'm putting these levels pretty much a lot lower than the kick and clap, but then I'm routing it into a bus where I have some OTT. We've left space with the kick and clap in the treble, so let's make use of that with these hats. A very loud in the middle mix of hats right here. And we've got a crash that just sort of cuts off, not on the clap, but slightly before it. It gives your clap space to just kind of be itself. I've got a shaker just to create some beginning of a part A and part B drop. Then we've got some vocal shouts. We've got my signature break, which I've lowered way down, which I usually don't do. I usually just blast everything to the top. But I'm giving you room here so you can actually mix it together the way you like it, make it loud at the end. We have rides coming in here. And then we've got a percussive loop. Which if you are really trying to make a joyride style track, have that from the beginning. That's his signature. There's a lot of ethnic sounding loops and things like that. As you can hear, we have the same riser going on here that we have in the build-up. Now, onto the bass line. This is actually pretty complicated, but all it is really, it's just this sub. This is basically what it is. As you can see, we are once again placing notes not on the grid. So where this would be on the grid, this is not. Now you can really do whatever you like, but for this particular drop, I decided to keep the sub really simple, so that allows us to kind of add layers to it however we like. Here's another layer. A very wide baseline where I'm only using the bass to the mids because we've already got the sub. Now we've got this layer, which is just a bit crushed using the effector. And then we have this one, which complements the bit crush sound. And it's also a bit crushed. So now you'll see that this actual bass drop has a part B. Now our sub is going like this. It's essentially the same. I've just put some of the notes an octave up, and then you can hear here. That one is still the same, but we've added this layer with a shit ton of OTT. So, and then it goes back into part A. So whether you like it or not, that's just kind of the style of this drop. But the good thing about this, I think, is it's a template for you to be able to just make your own drops. You can just delete that and work with the drums. Had to keep it short because my editing software doesn't allow me to record long videos anymore. My battery of my laptop is dead, so it just doesn't allow me to do that. Long story short, that's how you make a bass house drop. Thank you so very much for watching, and join up the Discord. Link in the description below, under the free download link, of course. Let me know what you thought about the track, and do consider subscribing if you enjoyed it. Anyway, peace. Alright guys, so I just finished working on my first ever preset pack. This is the culmination of months and, well, even years of making these presets, and I put them all together. So it's 41 customizable presets, mostly basses and leads that you can use in tech house, bass house, and anything in between, really. Go click on this link, check it out, and share it with someone who you think might be interested. Peace.